Well, greetings, friends. We are now in the third week of the COVID-19 crisis and just wanted to reach out to all of you and give you an update of what's happening here at City Mission. But before I do that, I must begin with a word of thanks to all of you who are such faithful partners and friends with the ministry of City Mission. I've always said that I live in a state of indebtedness for the kindness of our partners, for the faithfulness of our staff, for the grace of God that allows this ministry to be here every day of the year and gives me the enormous privilege of being a part of it. I feel today that indebtedness is greater than ever. I continue to marvel at the donations. You can see some behind me of cleaning supplies, of other needs that our men, women, and children have, school supplies, all the things we need, masks and gloves to keep the mission not only running, but running in a way that is safe for everybody that we're serving. I am indebted. And on behalf of the entire ministry of City Mission, thank you. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your time. And thank you for your generosity. You are allowing great things to happen, even in the midst of a challenging and difficult crisis. We continue to make changes at the mission. We feel that every day we're learning new ways to run a shelter and feeding programs. So we're making some mistakes, but we're learning a lot along the way. The important thing, though, is the ministry goes on. We continue to provide shelter to about 100 men, women, and children every night. We're still serving hundreds of meals a day. We are even continuing with our weekend backpack program. Earlier this week, the Gazette ran a wonderful article on how the City Mission downtown ambassadors are now working weekend backpack, packing bags and shipping those bags out to the children who are in such need of this food. So the work does continue. It goes on, and we're grateful for all of that. We're also participating very actively in the county COVID-19 response. Schenectady County has some great leaders, and the county is coming together to make sure that we're not only helping our own organizations, but all of our neighbors. We're privileged to be part of that. One of the women on staff, we asked her to go and work the hotline for the county, and really 1,000 calls are coming in every couple days, so it's really demanding work. And yet after her first week on that assignment, she wrote back to us and said, "Thank you for letting me be part of this project." She told us a beautiful story of a woman that she was helping, a woman who is a survivor of cancer, who has little children, who is in desperate need of help. But when the help came, this woman called back, said thanks, and made her own donation to the project so that she could help somebody else. Our staff member wrote, "This experience is helping me grow as a woman of God." And hopefully for all of us, as challenging as this is, as much as we want it to end, we're all seeing ways that God is teaching us something in this crisis, and it's helping each one of us grow as men and as women of God. We're grateful for that as well. I wanted to look, though, at the fact that one of the challenges of this pandemic is we don't know when it's going to end. We don't know how long it will go, and we want to make sure that doesn't lead us to discouragement. We want to make sure we're focusing on the day and trusting God that when it ends, we will be able to endure until that time. You know, this is the Easter season, and we all know the Easter story, but one of my favorite parts of the Easter story is in the Gospel of Mark, where Mary Magdalene and a few others want to go to the tomb of Jesus to anoint his body after his crucifixion. And as they're walking there, they say to each other, "But who will move the stone for us?" They didn't know. They knew they were not capable of moving that big stone, and yet they kept on going forward. When they got there, of course, the stone had been removed. And I think that's a lesson for all of us. We don't know when this will end. We don't know what things will be like when we get to that end point, but we don't need to know. All we need to do, like Mary and those faithful women on that Easter morning, is to keep on going forward, keep on walking, trusting God and doing the work he has called us to this day. I think that's a beautiful example of how we can face a very uncertain future, but stay certain that we have the day and the opportunity that God gives us in this moment. There's a wonderful poem by John Henry Newman that speaks to this point. In one of the verses it says, "Lead kindly light amid the encircling gloom. Lead me on. Keep thou my feet. I do not ask to see the distant scene. One step enough for me. As we face an uncertain future, let us be certain of this: God controls that future, and we all have work to do today. Again, thank you for all the things that you're dealing with, that you continue to make City Mission a part of your own life and your own service. We're honored by that. We're grateful for it. And I promise God is bringing a return to the investment you're making in us. So God bless you. Stay safe, stay well, and stay tuned, because we believe that great things are going to happen in the days to come.